Let's get real for a second. There's something almost all of us are carrying around, but hardly anyone talks about it out loud. It's not a scandal or a headline. It's something much quieter, but just as powerful. It's the feeling that deep down, we're all a little bit alone, even when we're surrounded by people. In a world more connected than ever, where we can message anyone, anywhere, at any time, most of us still feel alone. We scroll through endless feeds, see updates from hundreds of friends, and yet, that sense of connection often feels just out of reach. Studies show over half of adults feel like no one truly knows them. That's millions of people quietly wondering if anyone really gets what they're going through, or if anyone would notice if they disappeared for a while. You can be surrounded by people and still feel invisible. It's like being in the middle of a noisy crowd, but feeling like you're on an island, watching life happen around you instead of with you. We're all performing, putting on faces for work, family, and social media. We show the highlight reels, the best moments, the filtered smiles, but underneath, there's often a different story. When someone asks, "How are you?" we stick to "good you," even if it's not true. We keep it surface level, because it feels safer than being honest about what's really going on. We hide the messy, real stuff because we're afraid it's too much. We worry that if we show our struggles, people will pull away, or judge us, or just not understand. This distance has real consequences. Loneliness affects our health and happiness. It can make us feel tired, anxious, even physically unwell. It's not just a feeling, it's something that shapes our lives in ways we might not even realize. We crave connection, but sometimes we don't know how to reach out. We want to be understood, but we're scared to be vulnerable. So we keep our guard up, even when it hurts. We need to feel seen and heard, just like we need food and water. Real connection is a basic human need, and without it, we start to wither inside. If so many of us feel this way, maybe the problem isn't us, it's how we're talking to each other. Maybe we're all waiting for someone else to go first, to break the silence and say, "Hey, I feel this way too." Maybe it's time to ditch the old script. Maybe it's time to stop pretending and start sharing what's real, even if it feels awkward at first. Imagine if we could actually show up as ourselves. No more hiding, no more pretending, just being honest about who we are and what we need. What if we started having real conversations? What if we let ourselves be seen and gave others permission to do the same? Let's find out how. How are you? It's a question we hear almost every day, sometimes dozens of times. At work, in the elevator, even in the grocery store checkout line, it's become a kind of social password. A phrase we say without really thinking and without expecting a real answer. For most of us, this greeting has become a meaningless reflex. We toss it out automatically, and the response is just as automatic. Fine, thanks. But are we really fine? Or are we just keeping up appearances? We exchange these surface-level pleasantries and quickly move on, never pausing to go deeper or to really listen. It's almost as if we're all following a script, afraid to step outside the lines. These interactions are safe, predictable, and keep us floating on the surface of our relationships. We avoid the risk of being vulnerable, but we also miss out on the rewards of genuine connection. Real connection takes effort. It means being willing to share a little more of ourselves, to ask questions that go beyond the weather or last night's TV show. It means being open to hearing the truth, even if it's messy or uncomfortable. But most of the time, we stick to small talk, weather, traffic, TV, because it's comfortable and doesn't require much from us. It's easy to fill the silence with these topics, but they rarely lead to anything meaningful. These conversations are like empty calories. They fill the silence, but they don't nourish us. We might laugh politely or nod along, but inside, we're left hungry for something more substantial. After these exchanges, we often walk away feeling just as lonely as before, maybe even lonelier, because we've brushed up against the possibility of connection and missed it. We're surrounded by people, sometimes even sitting shoulder to shoulder, yet we feel distant. We're so close, but not truly connecting. It's like being starving and handed a plastic apple. It looks like the real thing, but it can't satisfy you. It's a poor substitute for the real nourishment of honest conversation. But it doesn't have to stay this way. We can break the cycle. We can choose to be a little braver, to ask questions that matter, and to really listen to the answers. Imagine what could happen if we moved past polite noises and started having conversations that actually matter, conversations where we feel heard, understood, and valued. It's time to ask questions that feed our souls, to share stories, hopes, and even fears. These are the moments that build real relationships. Imagine if every chat left you feeling seen, heard, and truly connected. That's not just a dream, it's possible, and it starts with a single brave conversation. So, are you ready to go deeper? The next conversation you have could be the one that changes everything. Escaping small talk is easier than you think. The secret? Change the question. Instead of "how are you?" try "what's been on your mind lately?" Open questions invite real answers. Ask, "what was the best part of your day?" or "what's something you're excited about right now?" These aren't therapy sessions, they're gentle nudges that say, "I'm listening." The goal isn't to be a therapist, but to be genuinely curious. When you ask better questions, you create space for honesty. It's a tiny shift, but it can transform your relationships. People want to be real. They just need permission. One good question can unlock a real conversation. Try it and see what happens. You might be surprised. Nowhere is small talk more common than at home. How was work? Fine. End of connection. But your partner deserves more than autopilot. Upgrade your questions. What made you smile today? It shifts focus to joy, no matter how small. Or dream together. If we could go anywhere for a week, where would we go? It's not just about vacations, it's about building shared dreams. Get reflective. When did you feel most loved by me this week? It's vulnerable, but powerful. These questions deepen your bond and keep your relationship growing. Don't settle for routine, spark real connection. A little intention goes a long way. Your relationship deserves it. Start tonight. Even with close friends, we can get stuck in the same old conversations. Try, "what's one of your favorite memories of us?" It brings back joy and strengthens your bond. Or, "what's a goal you're working toward that you haven't told many people about?" This shows trust and invites vulnerability. Sometimes, the best question is, honestly, how's your heart these days? It cuts through the surface and shows you care. True friendship is built on these moments. Be the friend who asks. Workplaces can feel impersonal, but they don't have to. Start meetings with, "what's a skill you'd love to learn if you had the time?" Or ask, "what was your first job?" It always sparks stories and laughter. Celebrate wins. What's a recent accomplishment you're proud of? These questions humanize your coworkers and build real team spirit. Small moments of connection add up. A better work culture starts with better questions. Try it at your next meeting. Asking better questions is only half the story. The real magic is in listening, really listening. Put your phone away, make eye contact, and be present. Let people finish their thoughts before jumping in. When you listen fully, you're telling someone, you matter. Show you're listening by asking follow-up questions. If a friend says they're stressed, ask, "what's making you most nervous?" Don't rush to fix things. Sometimes people just need to be heard. Validate their feelings. That sounds tough. Listening is the most generous gift you can give. It's how real connection happens. Practice it every day. You'll be amazed at the difference. Listening transforms relationships. Try it and see. Here's proof this works. I was having coffee with an acquaintance, just the usual small talk. It was boring, and we both knew it. So I asked, "what's something you're really excited about right now?" He paused, then lit up talking about teaching his daughter to ride a bike. Suddenly, we weren't just colleagues. We were two real people connecting. The whole vibe changed. We shared stories, laughed, and left as friends, not just contacts. One intentional question made all the difference. Real connection is always just one good question away. Try it. You might be surprised who you really meet. That's the power of asking differently. Here's the truth. We're all a little lonely, and we all crave real connection. In a world where digital interactions often replace face-to-face conversations, it's easy to feel isolated. But the good news is, We have the power to change that. We can change that, one conversation at a time. It starts with a simple hello, a genuine smile, or a thoughtful question. These small gestures can open the door to meaningful interactions. Start by asking a better question. Instead of the usual "how are you?" try something more engaging like, "What's been the highlight of your week?" Or, "What are you passionate about?" Listen with your full attention. Put away distractions, make eye contact, and show that you genuinely care about what the other person is saying. This kind of active listening can make a world of difference. Use these prompts as keys to unlock deeper conversations. Ask open-ended questions that encourage sharing and reflection. This can lead to more meaningful and fulfilling interactions. Try one this week. See what happens. Reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while, or start a conversation with a new acquaintance. You might be surprised at the connections you can make. It might feel awkward at first, but it could lead to something amazing. Embrace the discomfort and push through it. The rewards of genuine connection are worth it. Not every chat needs to be deep, but a little intention goes a long way. Even lighthearted conversations can strengthen bonds and build trust over time. We can build stronger, more joyful relationships. By making an effort to connect, we create a sense of community and belonging that enriches our lives. The world feels divided, but connection starts small. It begins with one person reaching out to another, bridging gaps, and finding common ground. It starts with one person asking, "What's really on your mind?" This simple question can open the door to deeper understanding and empathy. Let's keep learning and trying together. Every conversation is an opportunity to grow and connect. Let's make the most of it. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more ways to connect. Let's figure this out together. We're all in this journey of connection and understanding, and together, we can make a difference.